Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I remember when I first met him is when I was also dancing with George Michael, and I always knew he'd go a long way. I did.
Yeah,
I did,
yeah.
indeed.
Rob wasn't. Well, technically, you weren't dancing. You would just bring the other dancers out on stage.
Exactly.
They sort of kind of like a possum carries its young.
Which video did you work on?
I worked on Faith.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I was behind the
amazing.
jukebox.
You can put anybody in a black leotard and you'd be surprised.
Yeah, but when I put it on, it wasn't black anymore. It turned gray.
That's exciting. It might be kind of rednecky, but it's also quite pretty
Mike,
up in this area.
When people talk about Florida, they say Miami, right?
Right.
West Palm,
Tampa.
Tampa, and the Panhandle.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what it's all about.
Every pan needs a handle. Will you be wearing your dress whites?
Yeah, and I'm going to go into the factory where Carla's doing her facials, and I'll look like James Coco when I'm wearing those dress whites. Labor Day is the official end of summer, but it turns out not many people actually agree with that. Remember, this is America. All right? My opinion is as important as your fact.
It matters.
It's the end of summer, Labor Day weekend. I don't know.
Still hot outside.
I don't know about that.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
So I'm looking at the coffee cup that my wife brought to me moments ago before the broadcast started. And if it says what I think it says, this does not apply to me at all.
Can I guess?
All right.
Good skin to win.
What does it say? Lap? Leg?
Growling?
Keep growing. Keep growing.
Keep growing.
That's not appropriate for me.
No.
No, you're a shower.
No.
No, I don't want to keep growing. I want to get smaller.
I thought we were talking about two different things, Mike.
You were talking about erections, and I was talking about fat. Isn't that the way it's always been, though?
Yeah, but I think she's more into erections
been?
than fat, right? I was just trying to think of put myself in a lady's point of view.
Why can't you combine them?
No, her way of doing it is, keep growing as a person and doing that.
Oh, mindfulness.
Me, I think, I endured a lot of fat jokes today.
You did?
Just today?
Yes. Yeah. The new group of friends I have, they're smarter and they're crueler. Which is, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. That's my broken personality, though. Big laugh across the table. Hey, nice to see you're having a salad.
Well, it makes them feel...
I'm still laughing at it.
Because
it was funny. It was funny.
But it's
really,
like,
really
in a
funny.
way, they're acknowledging you. They're paying attention to you.
They love you.
Yeah.
When they bully you, they love you.
They do. They do. Just like in high school. That's it. But keep growing would not be the advice that I would give myself.
I'm ashamed that it took me
Stop
that long
growing.
to read it because of the bad font.
That is terrible.
It is bad.
That
It's bad
terrible.
signage.
We had
Because the keep is like horrible. Keep learning how to write cursive, you moron.
We had a get-together with my mom's siblings this weekend. It was great. First time in over 2 years we had that many of them together because she's one of 8. And my Uncle Philip, the occasion is my Uncle Philip is moving away.
Prince Philip?
No, Uncle Philip.
Phil Stallcup?
Yeah, he's retired from the furniture
Phil
business.
Stallcup, the furniture guy?
Yeah, and he is outside of the...
Phil Stallcup?
Is there a blowout?
Outside of the... no, he retired on good terms, but outside of like the times that certain of the family moved away for brief periods of time for work or the military, this is the first time one of the siblings is leaving the D.C. metro area. He's moving to North Carolina to retire. And so there were some cards and some gifts for him, and he, as is tradition, we made him read them out loud.
He's going over a whole state line?
Yeah, what's the big deal? You can drive right back if you missed something. If you forgot his keys, he can come back.
Not the point of the story.
The Spiewaks and the Stallcups all live in Northern Virginia.
Well,
no one
this
ever
is
moves.
why it's a big deal. If you break out of the radius,
Yeah, well, some of us might love our family.
then you gotta go.
And so
I love my family, but we're scattered all over the place.
he got a
From
card.
San Francisco, that's a snarky thing to say, just because you're afraid to move.
So Why would I want to move?
It's in their DNA because this place is terrible.
But I'm already far enough away from work. I don't want to move further away from work.
Leesburg is terrible.
Leesburg is great, but
Is it really?
Yes.
Like now that your kids are grown, is it great?
yeah, it is. It's even better with them gone. Because
Why?
Because there's less dishes and less trash to take out.
There you go.
There we go.
If you don't care about anything more than that, life is great. Life is
Don't
fantastic.
you want to go to a theater?
So that you want to learn how to talk. So they handed him a card, and my
Won't.
Uncle Philip, as tradition in our family,
not.
read it aloud. And because
Aloud.
yes, exactly, that was a little self-introspection.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fat joke for you.
Yeah.
Keep growing.
That's right. But because of the handwriting, and he read it very proudly, he said, "We will miss you and wish you Mang Mang returns." And I said, "What?" He said, "It says Mang Mang returns." And it turned out it was many, many returns. But he was
Many returns.
But it was another instance of a bad font because he really thought it said Mang.
So has he got a wife?
Yeah, he's been married to Mickey for 20 years now, I think.
Any kids?
No, he never had a kid.
Never kids. So
Two
he's
cats.
moving to
2 cats.
So he's moving over the state line.
Yeah, he's going to North Carolina.
What part?
I don't know exactly where. A little bit inland on a golf course.
Okay.
He loves to golf, so he'll
Zero
be very happy down there.
details.
Yeah, well,
What do you mean a little bit inland?
well, I mean,
From the coast?
he told me he was 20 minutes to the beach, living on a golf course.
Oh, wow. So he's
basically
kind of
the
like
beach.
it's kind of like where I live. I'm about 20 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, and so anyway, we wish him all the best. It was very nice to see my family.
And he's moving just when I'm getting tired of this place.
well, it's not going to be as atrociously hot in North Carolina as it gets in Florida.
No, the heat. That's by the way, dispel that, rewind
Let's
that. Do not
bury that.
The DC myth that Rob just espoused. Oh my God, hot. What's the temperature in August in Washington? 98 degrees. What's
True.
the temperature in August in Florida? 95 degrees.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the
Is it
parallel.
hot? Is it hot from May all the way through November in Florida? Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's hot. But this whole idea of, it's so hot. No, DC is in a swamp, and the summers are horrible, and the winters are gray.
Yes.
Without any powdery snow or anything like that. Very rare to get that. Lots of ice storms. And so climatologically.
But we do
yuck.
get about 10 nice days a year, you have to admit.
Yeah, but you don't get spring anymore down there.
No,
It's
you're right.
not,
We don't.
It goes from kind of gray winter to summer. So from a pure climate, everybody that was kind of, no offense to Rob, but the DC lifers, the people that will never leave.
That's me.
We're always like, how can you stand being down in the heat?
But to
I
be
said, have
fair-
you looked at a DC summer lately?
To be fair,
know?
I'm even worse to Mike than a DC lifer. I'm a Northern Virginia lifer.
Or maybe not. You never know.
It's like the
you never
junior
know.
college
I mean,
of DC.
a person is as what's your line you always say about men and a man is his
Only as faithful as his options.
as his options.
But I
It's
actually
the same
take that
thing.
all back.
Okay, all right.
I take that all back.
Yeah, so
A
do
man
I.
is only as faithful as his options.
But the options change with time,
They do.
Yeah.
right? Would that be
Well,
accurate,
no, it
Oscar?
depends. I think it was best said in Dazed and Confused when
He loves to cite great cinema.
when he said, "I get older and they stay the same age."
All right. That's right. That's what I
Yeah.
love about high school.
Mike, you know this world.
Yeah, I do. I mean, from years ago, not anymore. But I have to say that down here, it just gets gets a little goofy. The last month has shaken us a bit, but
I
not
agree.
to the degree to the degree we're going to pick up stakes. There are too many good things about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the summer lasts all year down here, so that's kind of cool. But then, well, you'll hear it in the homepage today.
Okay.
I've got that going on. But as far as your family, you mean no siblings of your mom had ever moved like across the country or anything like that? Why did they stay?
Billy did a couple years in Memphis because he was working for, I believe,
Billy Stalcup?
Billy the oldest, because he was working associated with FedEx, and they're based in Memphis. But he came back. The furthest away they settled, we have a family in Lovettsville, which is not that far away, Warrenton, which is a drive if you have to do it, and the rest of us are mostly in Loudoun County.
Are
Wow.
your family members pilgrims? Because you use the word settled. What about moved?
Okay.
Like, how long do they stay? Like, do they get there and they multiply? What happens?
Well, what happened is that we met the natives, and we had a Thanksgiving feast that lasted 3 days. It was
Have you ever thought about moving?
Yeah, what about settling in
Weren't
Maine?
you going to move to Iowa for a while? Wasn't there some thought about that?
We joked about it, and people said it, and I believe actually it was sort of originated on this show.
It did.
That he can't wait to get out of here. Yeah,
was going to adopt Rob as one of his sons.
Exactly.
I guess that was all shtick.
That was shtick. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
All right.
Carrie had family in Iowa, but not close to where that was.
Yes.
And we've got one. My sister-in-law and her husband still live in Iowa, but that's too far away to go to KCJJ.
You know, we talked about it last week with everything going on and people, wanting to move to places that they might feel more comfortable. I read an article, I think during the presidential campaign, that talked about how Americans are now moving to regions where their politics match the people that live there. I don't have any desire to do that. I don't have any desire.
I think you do the opposite.
Maybe not the opposite. Maybe not as much of the opposite as I've done, where I literally flew into the bee's nest down here. But
when you left, Virginia was red.
Yeah.
And then you moved to a red state.
Yeah.
I think my wife and I have an anniversary trip that we're taking our son on, a road trip that was originally going to be a plane trip where we were going to do a little hop over to the Bahamas, which is a 40-minute flight. Canceled it due to all the different protocols.
I think that's smart.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, the CDC said, kids shouldn't travel. How's that coffee doing, Mike? Kids shouldn't travel. So,
bring it up again. We'll vote on it.
So we ended up getting an Airbnb up in the Panhandle.
The Florida
9
Panhandle?
hours away.
The literal armpit of America.
So you're traveling 8 more hours to stay in Florida.
Of North
Well, it's
America,
a different part of Florida. It's a massive
it's
state.
a trashier part of Florida.
I don't know if it's trashier.
They have more
it's
flavors
different.
of Mountain
There's,
Dew.
There's up where we belong, Officer and a Gentleman, Pensacola,
Okay.
up there where the jets are.
Okay.
And Michael likes military jets, and I want to see that with him, and that's kind of what. But we pulled. This is a backup. This is a backup plan that didn't work
Cancel
out that
your
well.
backup.
Yeah.
Your backup in
No, the
armpit.
backup's fine. It's just there are beautiful places to go in this state. It's massive and it's a lot of area. And I've never
Well, you
been
know
to a
what?
certain part of the
Never
state.
mind.
And it's kind of, you know what? You're absolutely right. It might be kind of rednecky, but it's also quite pretty
Mike,
up in this area.
When people talk about Florida, they say Miami, right?
Right.
West
Yep.
Palm,
Orlando.
Tampa.
Orlando, Tampa, and the
Yes.
Panhandle.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what it's all about.
Every pan needs a handle. Will you be wearing your dress whites?
Yeah, and I'm going to go into the factory where Carla's doing her facials. And I'll look like James Coco when I'm wearing those dress whites. I'll look like him in a white suit.
Mike,
That's
James
an old reference
Coco
for old
is
people.
a great reference.
Yeah, for older people that might remember what it is. No, it's going to be interesting, and we'll see what happens. With that
Are you
little
gonna go
weekend
any
trip.
Gatorlands?
We're going to take a road trip, and we'll go where it takes us. That's part. The journey
Follow the
is
burning
part
tires.
of the journey is part of the excitement.
I don't think that there's.
Don't
gonna
I
be
look
a-
excited?
I don't think there's going to be a lot of gators nor burning tires in the Panhandle.
Who said, let's go to the Panhandle?
Me. Never been up there.
There's probably a reason.
What is the
There's
problem?
a reason.
Why are you?
He's an elitist.
Pooping.
That's why.
Why are you put?
Go
You
to
you are a
Miami.
DC.
Enjoy some culture and a nice
go
Cubano.
to I've been to Miami multiple times, multiple times. So this is just what? Okay. Can I ask why the dogs are barking now?
This is my dog. His
There's
name is
no one at the
Panhandle.
door.
They would like a Cubano as well.
Hello.
Sandwich Cubano.
Yeah.
Trying to make our living. I know you make a better living than me now.
Oh God.
God, Jesus Christ. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah,
how was
happy
everybody's
Tuesday.
how was everybody's Labor Day? Mine was great.
What made it so great?
Nothing.
It didn't. This entire weekend didn't. It was not a Labor Day weekend for me, at least. It didn't feel like a holiday weekend. I didn't feel the holiday vibe.
Yeah.
That is not happening, at least in my household.
I think for the purposes of the Labor Day holiday weekend,
Yeah.
I have to get this off my chest before I can continue on with the week of shows. Just to say, all right, regarding college football, all right, am I missing something? Am I missing something when we're hearing about, at least down here, hospitals at capacity, where people are still getting on ventilators and people are still getting very sick and dying in different parts of the country? And it was like it's a lot worse than it was a year ago.
Sure.
When we didn't allow people to be packed in 100,000 plus in a stadium and spittling on each other. Did I miss the memo?
If you
I miss
recall,
the memo?
You didn't miss the memo, but if you recall, especially in Florida, spring break was occurring.
Right.
And at the beginning,
and it was a major news story and a major source of controversy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then there was no vaccine in place. So if these young folk think they're bulletproof when there's no vaccine and they're still going to spring break, now that they have a vaccine, they think they're bulletproof.
Yeah, but it's been so much time. We should know better by now. The message has been repeated and repeated and repeated. And you're right. I saw the same pictures, Mike. Nobody masked up. Nobody.
What about your son?
So, I mean, I'm just saying, where
Let's
did
go
that
Mountaineers.
No
happen?
home game this weekend.
No?
No.
Damn it.
No home game because they're on the road, or no home game because it was canceled?
No home game because they played away.
Oh, yeah, but there's not. I mean, it's full speed ahead, right, for
Absolutely.
NFL and college
they're
football.
Outdoors,
Folks, with all due respect, do you want to know why it is? Why nobody got the memo? Because there is no memo.
Right.
Because it's a cash cow. And nobody, that's what it's all about, right?
I was offered club seats to the Nats game, and I know we have tons of Nats fans in our audience. God bless you. If you're going, cool. Don't have an issue with that. For me, I declined respectfully and said, not ready for that. Just not ready for that.
Yeah,
not
it's
ready
not
for
time.
stadium.
It's not time for it.
I don't understand where in the blink of an eye, all of a sudden I thought that isn't there one NFL team that is
fully vaccinated?
requiring vaccinations?
If I'm not mistaken, I'll find that for you. I know one team is fully vaccinated on the record.
There's a team, but I believe there is one. I think there is one.
Let me look it up.
Might be the Vikings. I'm not sure. Vaccinations at games.
Yes.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is I understand that football's back and we all want
Everyone's
our toddler
excited.
diversions.
Everyone's excited, Mike. They love it.
But we are still, at least in my part of the world, we're still having people die every day. And it just doesn't
the Raiders.
it does not make sense.
Las
the Raiders.
Vegas Raiders.
Are you kidding me? Really? That's
Yes.
unusual. I'm surprised at that.
Digital proof of vaccination via Clear, the free mobile app.
So you have to have that to go to a game.
I know that the Washington football team is selling their own vaccine.
What about the Clear rear?
So that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need a vaccine to go to a game.
No, nor wear a mask, apparently.
Nor wear a mask. But we're still trying to eradicate this this coronavirus.
Think back a year ago when the NFL's solution was to put the cardboard cutouts in the stand. Now, I know we have vaccines now, but we're really not that much better, are we? We're still filling the hospitals.
We're not.
We're still filling the hospitals.
Seattle Seahawks.
It was an
announced-
hour ago we were watching doom and gloom, and I don't know how to interpret it when you just see the way we're living our lives with these major organizations. And we're not talking about Johnny Yahoo, who's the equipment manager at the University of Mediocre, who decides that he's going to, let the people into the stadium. You're talking about governing sports bodies,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
That make these decisions. I'm just a little surprised.
Mike, for context, the Saints, the Raiders, and the Seahawks have all said 12 and up vaccinated. And for colleges, Boston College announced that they vaccinations in place. They're all LSU, a big program, Tulane, Oregon, and Oregon State, but no other big dogs.
But if you want to come out to a Cowboys game, I think we can trust you.
No, I just think
would you
it's
go
gross.
though? Let's say if it was mandated, would you go?
If I
If
had
everybody's mandated vaccine, would you take?
Let me put it to you this
Yes.
way. I would be more inclined to attend a major sporting event with that kind of protocol in place. I think it's a pretty responsible thing to do.
Well,
I
it's
don't
also
think I'm,
the bare
but
minimum,
apparently
isn't it?
aren't we on the fringe if you think that right now? I don't know. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I'm coming here doing this show, trying to be funny, and my head's exploding because I just think we are so friggin' stupid in this country, and we just want our pudding, and we don't want to eat our meat. And it just sucks because you know what? Las Vegas, New Orleans, good luck with I guess the Superdome's not really relevant anymore right now to do that. But way to be responsible, and then all the other NFL teams are like, nope,
Well,
doesn't matter.
It's
God
the bare
almighty,
minimum.
what's wrong?
It's the bare minimum, and even if you do mandate and require "quote unquote" proof of vaccination, people are still sneaking beer into stadiums. They're going to sneak in anyway. So it's not like a bulletproof system.
I disagree with that. If they've got a protocol in place,
people
it's
will get
probably
around
not
it.
going to be the easy. Yeah,
They'll get around
Rob,
it.
People get around everything, but at least they have it there.
And so
if that's the way you're going to look at it, I mean,
just
people
give up.
are going to cheat.
But with that said, it's stupid that every team hasn't done it as a blanket thing. Because you know what?
There's no fallout.
Right.
I'll be watching games on Sunday. I'm not protesting. I'm not boycotting. I'll be watching the NFL. It's just, I guess the mixed signals are what get me stick in my craw. Where I don't, are we eradicating this thing? Are the numbers getting better? Do we need a booster shot? We're still in the middle of fighting this thing, and we just said F it.
Right.
Because we're short attention span theater in this country.
And this is great. Thank you for bringing this up because I didn't think we'd talk about this, and it's not a downer. I really want to know, what is the climate in Florida? Is it like it doesn't exist anymore? Because here everyone's still masked.
Yep.
Like really hyper masked up.
More so than a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
More so now than a month ago.
I think no, not at all. No, not down here. Absolutely not. Even with the the pandemic filling up hospitals, ticking down. Thank God, to a degree, a teeny bit, which they said would happen. I hope it continues to happen with that. Kids getting infected down here. The school board being under assault by the state government here for voting to have a mask mandate. And so now the state is threatening to withhold funds in the amount of school board salaries.
Wow.
Is that pretty transparent for you?
Yeah,
As far as what they're doing. But I watch every night on the cases and the people that are dying, and young people, older people, but mostly young people are getting sick with this. And then just la. I look at the Florida State game the other night, and it's just balls to the wall. And I guess that we just said enough. Is that it? And I guess, yay, America. We just said enough. I don't care if those people are putting themselves in jeopardy. That's fine. That's their prerogative if there's nobody telling them what to do. What I care about on the whole is the eradication of this thing.
Right.
Making it totally go away. And what'll happen, I know everybody's tired of it, and I know it's been a couple of years, but I still don't get it. Anyway, it's just confusing to me. It really is. It just confuses me.
It's a slow roll to the unknown where you're like, oh, God. Like, as I mentioned last week, Shannon was kind of bummed out about this. I said, Peach, is going to be another 3 years of this, and God willing, they come out with a universal vax.
Well, if you watch 60 Minutes this week, and I know you're a regular viewer of 60 Minutes, Oscar, some pretty impressive vaccine science, wonderful human beings who are working diligently to make amazing progress where
in
a lot of this stuff,
different areas.
Yeah, and as
in
Oscar,
multiple different areas,
you bring it up all the time.
Gardasil.
Love it.
Where they
the HPV vaccine.
Mike, I've never felt better.
Where they can stop it in its tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be fine, right? It'll just be fine. It's just okay. If you want to get me crazy, Oscar and Rob both know this. There was a person who used to work on this show, and this individual I would get very, very frustrated with, and we would get into it. But it would be very one-sided because I would be frustrated because something was screwed up. And I would be met with total and utter silence because it didn't make sense. And this person just chose to just sit there and stare. And it made me even angrier. This is that in life speak.
Yeah.
Where I look at this and no one really says, hey, isn't it great to have fans back? Yeah. Isn't it fantastic to have? And it just seems that there are people who have forgotten that this is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in a fun house and I don't know which way to turn here.
Bizarro, Howl of Mirrors, yeah.
It's bizarre. And the best I can take away from it is this. All right? Yeah. No one gives a rat's ass unless you or your family get it, and then people will care. That's where we are. You're on your own, which is fine. That's the way it's going to be.
They're selling a product.
Deal with it.
They're selling a product, and is at what price? Who knows? And I'll give you a great example. Mike's right. Tom Brady took a victory lap as a Super Bowl champion. What a great story.
Right.
I see all those pictures of him hammered with all his
on
buddies,
the boat,
on the
throwing
boat.
the trophy around.
Comes out last week, dropped on a Friday, it seemed. Nobody really talked about it, that Tom Brady contracted COVID shortly after that boat parade, flotilla.
Right.
And make no mistake, the fact that it dropped around dinner time on Friday of a holiday weekend.
Sure.
Of course,
Yeah.
Tom.
But by the way, not 2 weeks later. It was months later. Months.
Of course. You have to wait to tell people when.
Here is my last question about this. So you see these games. 100,000 kids.
I watched.
And I say kids because you see a lot of the kids that get the tickets
it's
for the
student
games. But it's adults of every variety. It's children as well in these stadiums. Are we going to a week or two later see a bit of a pop coming out of these things?
There was a big story yesterday. It said not just the games, but the overall travel on Labor Day weekend, which I think Mike's
We're
right.
going to have another surge.
I mean, they said that they're waiting to see. In a couple weeks, we'll know.
Wow.
And if we don't, then maybe we got lucky, right?
I gotta tell you, Mike, I've been on too many conference calls, and with all due respect to different people and with protecting the innocent, one call really stood out for me where they had contracted COVID, and prior to everybody getting on, I was like, oh, like what? Because everyone's curious about a breakthrough case,
Right.
And the person literally said, I did it to myself. I traveled. Even though I was vaccinated, I was safe. I thought I was safe. I traveled multiple times. You can only hide for so long.
Right. Every time you lower the odds every time.
Pretty wild. So I'm happier going to the Panhandle and not jumping on a plane.
Right.
Personally, selfishly for me as your friend and also your business partner. You got to stay alive.
Yeah.
It's scary. Yeah. It's scary. I'm looking at the deaths in the state of Florida. Total 46,324. Cases, 3.31 million cases.
Wow.
Just brutal. And I'm sorry you're going through. There must be. We have a different degree of this concern here, but the overall, I guess, level of buy-in to the mask up, save lives, is so heavy in this area, Mike, that it almost feels like we're all trying to do the best we absolutely can.
Yeah, it's regional. It's I think
I'll give you what I'm living, and just in case.
Yeah.
Right. And kudos to all your teams that won this weekend, and rah, try again next time for your teams that didn't win. Florida's COVID death toll has risen by 1,064 since Friday, according to the latest data from the CDC. By the way, that's where we get our data, because you don't get it directly from the state. They don't let it out.
Well, it's their dirty little secret, isn't it?
Those fatalities didn't all happen over the weekend. Many of the deaths are backlogged and go back weeks, but they reflect the toll this summer surge has had in the state. More than 6,600 people died with COVID-19 in Florida in August, an average of more than 213 people per day.
Jesus.
And there may still be more August fatalities to be added. Already, it's the deadliest month of the pandemic in the state. This was in August.
My
so
God.
Since the start of the outbreak, the state has confirmed 3,354,836 COVID-19 cases and 46,973 deaths connected to the virus.
It takes a special kind of people, Mike, to have the deadliest month 6 months after the vaccine was invented.
Yep. So there you are. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it. I thought I'd say, so I just didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Boy, Mike, if you're living that life in Florida, and our listenership is nationwide, And
Worldwide.
I'm sure that they deal worldwide. Thank you. There are pockets of this country, too many, that are sitting here and be like, oh, it's still. I guess you're still looked down upon for wearing a mask or even highlighting this stuff.
Right.
Not
Yeah,
here.
it's crazy.
Coming
It's
to
crazy,
DC.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, anywho, that's it. That's the update. So hope I put you in a good mood. We're going to talk about somebody that died later in the show. We'll talk about Willard. But coming up next, it's the homepage. And I've got a wonderful, maybe a feel-good story
Please.
Oh,
in the
good.
homepage today about Florida,
Good.
including something you'll probably have to beep
Mike,
out.
that's where
But
you
it's
live.
I live here.
You sure do.
We'll take a break, come back with the homepage right here. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show, and my name's Mike O'Mara, and I'm confused.
Have you heard the latest bonus show? If you haven't, here's what you missed. Guess what?
It's the bonus show.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Alrighty, you've been waiting all week, and here it
If
is.
you're carrying any type of condoms, this song was for you.
Bob hates the different, and so should you.
Boy, I'm feeling a little archaeological. I am a professional DJ.
If you don't have a bonus show subscription, what are you waiting for? It's your only chance to get that 5th hour of comedy power delivered to your device every Friday. Be a part of the fun and get your subscription now at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Mike O'Mara here trying to figure out his little machine. So I can give you the...
Machine.
Yeah, just trying to figure... There it is. I found it. I'm so excited. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Freshly. Fresh. Getting everything you need to cook dinner can be complicated, but with Freshly, it's simple. Simple.
Easy.
Freshly has chef-made delicious meals delivered fresh to your door with no cooking required. Your meals arrive cooked and fresh every week, so you can keep your fridge stocked and skip the trip to the store. Ordering is easy. Visit freshly.com and choose from over 30 delicious, better-for-you meals, and the variety will astonish you, man.
It's great, Jack.
Hey.
Pro tip.
Yes.
If you've got
Yeah.
a kid in college or a family member in college or a grandchild in college and they live off campus, send this to them.
Yes.
They're going to
Oh.
love it.
They will love you for it.
100%.
Start living life freshly. Your meals are always delivered fresh, never frozen, and are ready to heat and enjoy in just 3 minutes. And Oscar absolutely
love it.
loves Freshly
Freshly.
because he is still that college junior.
Yeah, he has
at
that mentality.
WVU.
He has that
Efficiency.
mentality. Yeah.
It's right there.
Right.
It's made.
Thank you.
3
Thank
minutes.
you. Good. Happy. Right now, Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/TMOS. Make better eating a priority and get this special limited time offer. Go to freshly.com/TMOS for $40 off your first 2 orders. Try Freshly now, and for a limited time, get $40 off your first 2 orders. Go to freshly.com/TMOS to learn more. Yes, I know it's Freshly.
I love it.
Sometimes I like to say fresh.
Fresh.
I just
Don't
can't
just
help myself.
Look
you know?
at it. Eat it.
That's the motto.
Oh, I have nothing pressed today. I'm having a bad day. I don't know what's wrong with
not
me.
showing.
What's wrong with me?
It's okay.
Thank you very much.
You're coming off a
Okay.
holiday weekend.
That's right.
I don't know what
And you're-
happened. Where's
Look
my
just
thing?
like James Coco in a military uniform. Everything's
That's
great.
It's all right, Elvis. Just get on
Freshly.
stage.
Freshly.
All right, hold on a second. I play the thing here. Where is it?
You want me
It's
to
right
play
here.
it? Oh, you got it.
I got. Did you play it or did I?
You did.
Oh, thank you.
From the 4 corners of the World Wide Web
touched nothing.
and into your digital device. It's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, ladies and gentlemen, and Michael K. Williams. Anybody know that name? Do you know that name?
Yes.
Do you? Do you?
Famous actor.
Yeah, well, he's from The Wire. I loved him on Boardwalk Empire.
Oh,
He was found
fantastic.
dead of a suspected, there it is again, heroin overdose in his Brooklyn apartment yesterday afternoon. 54 years old. Williams was discovered face down in his dining room. It's not clear when he died. A relative spoke to him on Friday, but he failed to show for an engagement on Saturday. A nephew went to check on him yesterday. Williams played Omar Little on The Wire. His other credits included Boardwalk Empire, where
Great.
I loved his performance
Great in
there.
that.
12 Years a Slave, Hap and Leonard, and When They See Us. He actually started out as a backup dancer for Madonna and George Michael before he was encouraged to try acting by Tupac Shakur, which I did not know. But he had a presence about him that I always remember when he was on stage. Really amazing on screen.
I remember when I first met him is when I was also dancing with George Michael, and I always knew he'd go a long way. I did.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
indeed.
Rob wasn't. Well, technically, you weren't dancing. You would just bring the other dancers out on stage.
Exactly.
They sort of kind of like a possum carries its young.
Which video did you work on?
I worked on Faith.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I was behind
It's
the
amazing.
jukebox.
You can put anybody in a black leotard and you'd be surprised.
Yeah, but when I put it on, it wasn't black anymore. It turned gray.
That's exciting. Cameo released, Cameo, TikTok.
Internet.
Bitcoin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cameo released a list of their most popular TV stars for 2020
Yes.
based on how many videos they produced. Here's the list along with how much they cost to book. Big Ed Brown from the 90 Day franchise.
Oh, that guy?
Anyone?
Yes.
I don't know Big Ed.
You would if you saw him. He's the guy. He's short and greasy with the stubble black beard. and he has
$69 to get him to do a thing for you.
many failed relationships
Not
on 90
good.
Day
Not
Fiance.
good.
Yeah.
Josh Sussman from Glee and Wizards of Waverly Place. $50 to get him to do it. Here's a guy that's doing a lot of them. I've seen his. Brian Baumgartner.
Yeah.
He's Kevin Malone from The Office. $195 for him to do a greeting for you. At 4 is Larry Thomas. He's the soup Nazi on Seinfeld.
He's still making bank on that?
$80 to get him to say, no soup for you.
Yeah.
William Hung from American Idol. Remember him?
Do I?
$30.
She bangs. She bangs.
Fred Stoller. Does anybody know
Who's
Fred
Fred
Stoller?
Stoller?
I don't know that
He's
name.
Gerard on Everybody Loves Raymond. Who the hell's Gerard?
I don't know.
How much is he
I
going
have
for?
no-
Don't
$30
upset me.
bucks.
$30
That's Big Ed. You remember him from
Oh,
90
I know
Day?
Big Ed.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
Okay.
I'd pay
Colin Mockery. Hasn't he been on this show?
Yes, he has.
He's whose line is it anyway? Really
Yeah.
funny guy, Canadian. $150 he gets one.
Well
and,
worth it, that guy.
He does a lot. Yeah, because he'll do shtick for you,
Yeah.
right?
Fred Stoller is the guy that kind of looks like Raymond that was on Raymond. I think he might have played
Still
a cousin.
don't know.
Yeah.
Ray Abruzzo, he's little Carmine Lupertazzi on The Sopranos. Are you kidding me? Little Carmine? I don't know who he is.
I don't either, and I loved that show.
99. Thank you, Rob. A lot of people did.
Well, I mean,
$99.
but I'm saying-
I'm going to go out on a
You
limb.
should know. Is what you're
But
saying.
what I'm saying is that between the two of us, we should know who it
non-factor.
is. Yeah, exactly.
Sandra Diaz Twine from Survivor. She's in the top 10 of the
smoke
cameo
show.
videos, $60. And Lee, we rounded out Lee Rossback. He's Captain Lee on Below Deck. He gets $250.
That seems high. That seems
He's
high.
the big money guy, but he's more current, right? He's more relevant.
But the
right?
thing about it is that I think that the people that are really turning the money on Cameo are the ones that keep their prices low.
Oh no! Think about it. If Below Deck is let's be fair. The dullards watch Below Deck.
Well, Below Deck is better. That's like watching 60 Minutes as compared to 90 Day Fiance.
Okay, so if you're sitting there,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, who's going to break off the dollars to talk to the captain from Below Deck?
I suppose you don't want the steward, the lady steward. Is that,
Don't you
Yeah,
watch
but
Below Deck?
I
do.
looked at I looked at the price points and I modified my price.
Yes, how much?
Because of that. Right, currently $14,752.83.
That's excellent.
I like it.
That's good. Tips
Depending whether
encouraged.
if I wear the tux, we round it up to an even 15.
The James Coco Tops.
No, not the James Coco Ducks. With the custody battle, let me start again.
How's that?
With the custody battle between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt raging on, Angelina launched another bomb this weekend saying Brad worked with Harvey Weinstein even though he knew Harvey once attacked her. In an interview promoting her new book, Angelina says the alleged assault happened when Angelina was working with Harvey on the 1998 movie Playing by Heart. She didn't give details, but she said, quote, "It was beyond a pass. It was something I had to escape." Angelina says she never worked with Harvey again and warned other people about him. She even told her husband at the time, Johnny Lee Miller, to tell other guys not to let women be alone with Harvey. But after hooking up with Angelina and knowing the story, Brad worked with Harvey twice. He asked Harvey to produce his 2012 movie Killing Them Softly and also starred in the Tarantino flick Inglourious Bastards for the Weinstein Company. Angelina says, quote, "It was hard for me when Brad worked with Weinstein. We fought about it. Of course, it hurt."
Wasn't there an story where Gwyneth was it Gwyneth
Paltrow
said that Brad stood up for her.
I guess he didn't stand up for Angelina Jolie.
I don't know who.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Custody battle, Oscar. You never know.
I would
You
just
never know
like to
what's
say, and
going
this
on.
might be controversial, especially with this story, but I would like to say that I really liked The Sopranos.
Thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate that. Labor Day is the official end of summer, but it turns out not many people actually agree with that. Remember, this is America. All right? My opinion is as important as your fact.
It matters.
It's the end of summer, Labor Day weekend. I don't know.
Still hot outside.
I don't know about that. Who made that rule up?
Summer never ends.
Sir, the kids are back
Who
in
made
school.
that rule up, huh?
The kids are back in school. How do you explain that?
Oh, yeah. Okay with your learning. Only 26% of Americans feel like Labor Day marks the true end of summer. 19% said it's when school starts back up. And 39% are keeping summer alive until the official first day of fall on September 22nd. That's what I'm going to do.
Wait for the equinox. Or is it a solstice?
My God.
Beep 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 da 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 da. I don't know. The poll also found 7% of people had their worst summer ever. Now there's 7% of people I can relate to.
That's good.
I think
That's
slid
nice.
into
Although
that.
I had a great summer with my son, so I can't.
That's good.
Really say that compared to 16% who said the same last year. It was the same as last year.
Same
I
as
don't know what
last
they're
year.
saying.
Okay.
2% of Americans said this was the best summer of their life.
That was Pony.
Those are the folks I want to meet.
Pony? Yeah.
Pony was one of the. Pony, was it the best summer of your life?
Oh, I couldn't even begin to tell you how much I loved it.
Yeah, he bought an
Have to deal
inflatable
with
boat.
anybody?
Lots
Got
of
an
fishing.
inflatable
Dog
Very,
fishing.
very, very exciting. All right. I rarely read from the newspaper like G. Gordon Liddy, but I had to share this one with you because this is my final story of the day.
Okay. Oh,
Excuse me.
Just like Gordon. He used to burp too.
Cappuccino. After fleeing from the scene of an auto crash, he caused a 25-year-old motorist who was married earlier in the day and appeared under the influence. I'm actually reading ahead. Hold on a second. Am I? No. Let's see.
John.
John! I've got the wrong page. That's why you don't read right out of the newspaper.
That's right.
It's not. I printed it up.
That's fine. Hey, when is summer over?
I don't know.
Is summer over?
It's supposed to be Labor Day weekend. I think it's the media.
The media? And I think it's 5G.
5G got ya? Yeah. Damn it.
I don't know.
Should be faster internet. Not slower.
So this guy's name was, what's his name here?
What?
Nicholas Ruthenberg. Apparently, Nicholas was driving the wrong way on a Vero Beach street late Monday afternoon when he struck a vehicle traveling in the opposite direction. Ruthenberg ran from the scene of the crash, which resulted in the hospitalization of the other driver for neck, back, and leg pain. Hold on just a second. We got a sound for that. Neck, back, and leg pain. Thank
Yes,
you.
Get you every time.
Ruthenberg, who was subsequently arrested near the crash site, was acting erratically and appeared as if he were under the influence of an unknown substance.
Awesome.
Oh, no.
Upon arrival at the county jail, Ruthenberg declared, "All hail Donald Trump," while failing a series of sobriety tests. Ruthenberg's blood alcohol level was 0.0, prompting police to ask him for a urine sample to determine the presence of chemical or controlled substances. As a cop prepared the urine test, Ruthenberg started to take his pants off and then spread his buttocks. This is the part you might want to edit out.
All right.
After doing so, he placed 2 fingers in his.
No.
I think we can keep that in, Pony.
Ruthenberg was then placed back in handcuffs. I'd like to have that job.
They don't
Let
get
me
paid
put the
enough.
cuffs back on you. Oh, my God. You got it all over me, Al. After later agreeing to undergo a drug evaluation, Ruthenberg began acting erratic again and was out of control, leading jail personnel to again restrain him with handcuffs. Ruthenberg's behavior, an investigator concluded, was consistent with someone under the influence of some kind of stimulant. You
There
think?
you are. Yes, that's good.
Ruthenberg. Ruthenberg was photographed struggling with jail personnel as they sought to take his mugshot. And I can't show it to you, but let's say it's just like this. you see like gloved hands on the guy, and the guy's going, guy's out of control. He was charged with DUI and leaving the scene of an accident causing serious bodily injury. He was released from the county jail last Wednesday after posting a $2,000 bond. As seen in nuptial photos posted on Facebook, Ruthenberg was married August 30th, the day he was arrested.
Oh, my God.
His bride turned 20 that day. Yay.
Wow, special day.
Yeah, that's going all. Yeah, she winner. That's according to the couple's marriage certificate. The duo was wed by a clerk at the Indian River County Courthouse in Vero Beach, to which Ruthenberg will return October 1st for his arraignment. He was married there, and he gets to go back for his arraignment.
Will always be a special place.
The auto crash that he was in took place just a few blocks from the courthouse. Ruthenberg, who lives about 15 miles from Vero Beach, is a registered Democrat. That's interesting because he said all hail Donald Trump.
Exactly.
That's according to Florida voting records. Little reporter, probably like an 18-year-old reporter, did the work.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. And I just wanted to share that story for you. He registered, and his email was found too. The email is ifarted69@gmail.com. I just wanted to share and let you know that a few years ago, my wife and I moved from Northern Virginia to a mental institution. Thank you.
Did the story Mike say, will he be back on the school board this week?
I don't know. Oh, Annis. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, it's me, Amy Winehouse, in it. Remember me? You might not recognize me because I've lost a lot of weight in the past few years. Some good news. I was cremated back in 2011. I've stopped smoking. Remember back when Rob Spiewak dressed up as me for Halloween? Yeah, real funny, isn't it? If I would have seen him at that Halloween party, I'd have punched him in the throat. But I was passed out in the bathroom, which Rob and I also have in common. Halloween is coming up soon, isn't it? Start putting your costume together now. Through the Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center. Access Target and Walmart through the link at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Winehouse out for luck.
Tried to make me go to rehab.
That always scares me for some reason. I don't know why. That promo, isn't it? It's a different promo now, isn't it? Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This portion of our program is. This is a weird show.
It is.
This portion of our program is brought to you by Theragun.
Yeah.
Now at Therabody.com. That's cool. I like that. That's really cool. New location for them, right, Rob? Is that the way that goes?
New website. You can still access it through our website. Just click the button. You'll go right through to Therabody.com.
Don't let the stress of daily life weigh on your body. Whether you're an elite athlete or someone like me just trying to make it through the day, tension-free. Theragun can help. Theragun is the handheld percussive therapy device that releases your deepest muscle tension using depth, speed, and power. And it's as quiet as an electric toothbrush. The Gen 4 Theragun gets to the source of the pain by releasing tension using Theragun's signature percussive therapy, which goes 60% deeper than vibration alone. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4. The OLED screen and design is amazing. You got to go to their site and check it out. Plus, their Theragun app learns from your behavior and suggests guided routines. Theragun is trusted by 250 pro sports teams like Real Madrid and elite athletes like Paul George, DeAndre Hopkins, Maria Sharapova, plus hundreds of thousands of customers and me. I use it all the time, and you should too. Theragun for 30 days. Try it. Starting at only $199. Go to therabody.com/TMOS right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's therabody.com/TMOS. Remember, therabody.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the show. We lost a biggie in the TMOS world over the weekend, and I tell you, this guy was special, and he wasn't just special when you saw him on camera, because I got a lot of chances to bump into him behind the scenes, and we lost Willard Scott, who 87 years old?
87. I regret, I've been around you for a long time, and
yes,
I never met Willard.
Oh, wow.
My mom actually met him when she worked at Safeway. He would shop at her store, and she had wonderful things to say about him, but I never crossed paths with Willard. So I got to ask, what was he like when you just encounter him?
I only encountered him at two. One was a function I had to go to out in the countryside of Northern Virginia at I think it's a strawberry festival or some fun.
He lived out
fluffy,
in Virginia, didn't he?
I mean, he lived out, I think, in the Middleburg area.
Yeah.
And the other time was we played the tape for years and years on the Don and Mike show when Willard came on our show, and he said, "Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Willard Scott. Our slug line used to be, I never listened to Don and Mike." And he said, "And I never listened to Don and Mike on WAVA. They are two of the most brilliant, most incredible and talented people." And it was just the energy he had. He knew who he was.
Yeah.
And that is something in broadcasting. If you knew who you were, and if you knew what you were all about, so many of us, myself included, it takes years and years and years to really kind of just zero in on it. And even then, you're probably filled with doubt. You get certain individuals who know who they are. Howard Stern's an example of a guy that you love him, hate him, in between, doesn't matter. Howard knows who he is, and that's why he was successful. Willard Scott knew who he was, and he knew what people wanted of him, and he loved it because it was easy, because it was him. And his personality was that way all the time.
For the young bucks in the audience, what was his ascension like?
He was a local TV weatherman. That basically, if you go all the way back, he's an AU guy, American University guy. Started working with Ed Walker on the radio. I think it was WRC radio.
And then they eventually landed somewhere else, but they got their golden era was WRC. Yeah,
WRC, where they were called the Joy Boys. We talked about Ed Walker, also gone now, who was a visually impaired guy, and they were a two-man morning radio show, and they were called the Joy Boys.
They had a great
and they
song.
Were just,
they had a theme song.
Funny.
Oscar, it went, "We are the Joy Boys of radio. We chase electrons to and fro." And that was their song. And
they were fun.
He was with NBC as a company for 63 years.
God.
And he joined Tom Brokaw and Jane Pauley on the Today Show in 1980. Where he famously wished viewers happy 100th birthday. So my career in radio, I graduated in 1981, and so he joined the Today Show in 1980. So my entire growing up in the business was watching Willard.
He was there.
And he was there. So it was a big deal when I got a chance to talk to him on the show.
And
it was very
when
cool.
Mike says as a guy who knew who he was also a humble guy who never forgot his beginnings, even when he was the weatherman on the Today Show. And the Today Show used to be 5 times bigger than it is now. It used to be the template for morning television.
Well, to be honest, when you go back and you look at Tom Brokaw in his prime,
I can't believe he was on the Today Show. This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
Jane Pauley in her prime, and you had Willard, gold standard.
Yeah, that's
what it was. That was the show.
But he would still call in on a daily basis to Hardin and Weaver here in Washington, D.C., just to check in because he remembered his roots. And, Mike, I think I have a clip of his debut. I think it's part of this montage.
Good morning, all. I'm Tom Brokaw here with Jane Pauley.
Good morning.
And the newest member, Old Uncle Willard.
Good morning, Willard.
I'm singing to my Jane while standing in the rain. In fact, that's my agent there juggling. He's been doing that with my career for 40 years. Happy birthday to you. You belong in the zoo.
Happy birthday to all of our friends who have birthdays today.
I'm going to be fading off into the sunset.
Yes, sir.
After 130 years at NBC, and I'm going over yonder.
All right, where's yonder?
Over yonder.
Happy
Just infectious. He was a joy boy.
Smile.
Yeah.
Look, I smile when I hear Willard And it's no effort. It's not fake. There's nothing. He just was that. He looked insane. When you see the old pictures of him as a clown, he looks like he's nuts, which was also the cool thing. Like he's like, his face would be like, everything's great, huh? Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah.
In the old days, before there was satellite technology, every big market had a Bozo the Clown show, and you had to learn how to be Bozo from Larry Harmon, the original Bozo. For a while, Willard was our Bozo.
Oh, wow.
Do you have that clip of when he was on the Don and Mike show? Do you have that anywhere lying around?
I would have to really go back and
if you
scrub.
find it at home,
I will.
let me know.
I will.
I wouldn't mind you playing that clip.
Yeah.
That would be interesting because it was like we were down at Disney, I think.
Sounds
when
right.
He was down there as well. When Disney had every, opening of every attraction they had, you had all the national media down there and you had all local media down there, and they flew us all down. It was really a cool place to be when they were doing that. Yeah, he created and portrayed the original Ronald McDonald.
That's true. That was a regional character. It looks nothing like he does now, but that was his creation.
Stepped aside as the regular weatherman in 1996 and was replaced by Al Roker. He continued. Oh, stop it! He's been good to us. He's been good on this show.
Right.
But he continued to make regular appearances until his retirement in 2015. He also created and portrayed the original Ronald McDonald. Roker said, "quote We lost a beloved member of our Today Show family this morning. He was truly my second dad, and I am where I am today because of his generous spirit." Willard was a man of his times, the ultimate broadcaster. That's the true one right there. He was a broadcaster. There will never be anyone like him. I called him a broadcast performer, and that's what he was. He was a performer, and we need, God knows, more of that now. When you got, and this is no slight to Alex Trebek, who was straight ahead the best host Jeopardy ever had, but it's Jeopardy. There are no bells and whistles, okay?
No,
it's what you see is what you get.
It's a template. Yeah.
And, if we could use more broadcasters that bring something original. And when I say that, personality, in football, sportscasting, you had John Madden.
There's one.
All right? You had that kind of guy. Well, you need more guys like that. You really do.
I've got the nightly news. I have this old soul in me that I'll watch that every night, even DVR at 11, 12 p.m. They've got these haircuts on. I'm like, can I get somebody that's not a haircut?
I'm so glad he says haircut, because how great is it when Willard would, as a gag, take off his toupee just for
it was
fun.
Hysterical.
And it was
absolutely
the greatest.
Could care less that people saw him bald as a cue ball.
It's so great.
Really good guy, and and really the connection for me and my career. Willard was down at NBC down the street. A lot of people I went to school with interned down there and worked with him and knew him, and he was just cool. And it was that Nebraska Avenue kind of. Yep. That's where I landed. I landed there in 1979, and it was just very, very cool. So safe home to Willard. You will be missed, and and I think it was we had a South Florida connection too, because I think he was down the road in Sanibel is where he retired to.
I heard he lived
most of his months.
He lived in the Panhandle.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. All right, hit the thing for Christ's sake. All right,
just a
thank
joke.
you very much. I appreciate
Smirch
that.
his legacy.
All right, when we come back, do you have something about my cousin? Speaking
I do.
Of family?
It's pretty fascinating, really.
All right, we're going to do that when we come back, and we'll have more fun and more.
Not
thrills.
Teddy, by the way.
The Panhandle. Yeah,
the celebrity.
Yeah. Oh, exciting! Happy anniversary. Anyway, we'll take a break and be right back, everybody.
And now, a TMOS coronavirus update with P1 listener and healthcare frontline hero, Stephanie Larson.
Listen up, you filthy animals. This is Stephanie Larson, and as many of you know, I'm a nurse in Sacramento, California. I've been in the front lines of this fight against COVID-19 for over a year. This is not a hoax. It's not a joke. Unlike TMOS, it's not funny. People are dying. I see it every goddamn day. Do your part. Wear a mask and get vaccinated, you selfish f***s. If for no other reason, do it so we can see each other again at the next TMOS live show. Do you think I like schlepping my happy ass all over the hospital in 100-degree weather in a mask? F*** that. No, I don't. What the f*** is wrong with you people? Get vaccinated, you motherfuckers.
Thank you, Stephanie. Medical professional Stephanie Larson, thank you very much. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Every 10 seconds, someone becomes a victim of fraud or identity theft, and 23% of those people don't get their money back after the attack. You could be their next victim. Aura, A-U-R-A, can help. Aura provides digital security protection from online threats. It's all-in-one protection from identity theft, financial fraud, malware, scam sites, and so much more. With Aura, you'll get alerted to fraud and threats fast. Like if your online accounts or passwords were leaked, or if someone tries to open a bank account in your name, Aura is there. Aura is easy to set up. All plans come with $1 million in identity theft insurance to help recover your stolen funds. And experienced U.S.-based customers support that has your back. Aura is a new type of security service that protects all of your online information and devices with one simple subscription. Keeps you in control and it guides you through solving any issues. Right now, Aura is offering our listeners early access and 3 months free when you visit aura.com/TMOS. This trial is for an extremely limited time and won't last long, so act now. Go to aura.com/TMOS to get access before anyone else, and 3 months for free. That's aura.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the show. Whoa. You were telling me that, did you say my cousin Ann Dowd got nominated or something?
Well,
another
first of
award?
all, there is, right now is when they're starting what they call Oscar buzz.
The
Mike.
campaign.
Who is going to be nominated? And there's a movie she's in called Mass, and it is about, it's a very dark movie. The plot, without revealing too much, is two couples, moms and dad, meeting after one of their sons shot the other son in a school shooting.
No.
And it's an acting showcase. The other name in it that Oscar will recognize from Goonies is Martha Plimpton.
Yes.
She's
oh, wow. So I haven't heard that name for a long time.
And so this movie is really getting...
she was in Parenthood, right?
I believe she was. A lot of attention. Here is a small portion of the trailer. She plays Linda, and the movie is called Mass.
How many people are coming?
There'll be 4 of them.
Richard, Linda, this is Jay and Gail Perry.
Thank you for agreeing to meet us.
You're welcome. You say you want to heal. Is this how?
We want to know how this happened. We need your help with that.
I'm willing to help.
When you talk about blame on your part, I want to know what you're referring to.
That's very hard to answer.
Well, please try.
It's not just one thing.
Tell me about your son.
What would you like to know?
Everything. I want to know everything.
Why?
Why do I want to know about your son? Because he killed mine.
It's not our fault, Richard.
It has a lot of Oscar buzz, and there's actually, I didn't know about this website.
I didn't even. I'm listening just to the audio.
You should see the trailer. God. You should see the faces and the acting. It's pretty striking.
Did it drop yet? Is it out yet? Or
the trailer is out. I think it is streamable. I don't know.
Does Ann Dowd?
Wow,
is she a mom in this?
She is, I believe, the mother.
Therapist?
No, she's the mother of the child who got shot. I believe. She plays a character named Linda. Now, there is a website I did not know about called goldderby.com. And what it is a bunch of Hollywood insiders and experts. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Where they...
yeah, it sounds like it's not safe.
Well, Mike, I was on it. I got a premium subscription. And... no.
Just in case.
He cracks me up sometimes. Very rarely, but man,
when he does it.
When he does, like safe for work.
What it is, it's a bunch of experts, and they pool their knowledge on Oscar odds. And right now, Ann Dowd is leading for an Oscar nomination for this role in Mass.
It's the most chilling trailer. And well, she's got, look, I mean, her chops are legendary. I mean, she's like...
she's got the O'Mara DNA.
She's the gold standard out there.
But what
and by the way, my daughter, God love Catherine, out there still humping it and working and trying to get by and still plugging. And,
she also most actors breaking out now or trying to break in just had a bad beat. Like you got to give them 2 years. Those 2 years are a wash.
Look,
because
the
they
bottom
get a
line,
chance to work.
As you know, and I don't think she minds me talking about it. I had a nice conversation with her over the weekend, and I will tell you that her deal is, Dad. She's very self-aware.
Sure.
So, Dad, there are 1,000,001 pretty girls in their 20s out in Los Angeles. You gotta, you just gotta keep submitting. You gotta keep submitting and keep plugging and keep plugging and keep plugging. And she's, she's chasing it. Also, and I think that I admire that. I like that she's out there doing
Mike,
it.
2 things. One, as long as she doesn't end up on goldenderby.com, we'll be A-okay.
It's goldderby.com, and it would be a great place for it to end up because it's an Oscar website.
Let's move forward.
Okay,
Thank
there's
you
a
very
backstory that I found fascinating, and I had never heard this before. Are you familiar with your cousin Ann Dowd's movie Compliance? It came
I
out
don't think so.
Came out in January 2012, and it did play at Sundance, and it's based on a true story about a lady who runs a fast food place that is tricked into doing an unlawful search and seizure of an employee. That's another intense film.
Sounds like an HR film.
But what happened is that she was getting great marks for that too, Ann Dowd, but it was so low budget, they couldn't do a campaign for her to get the Best Actress Oscar. Your cousin self-financed her campaign for Best Actress in 2012.
Wow.
And while she did not get the nod, they're saying that put her on the radar enough that 9 years later, she is actually leading the pack for this movie called Mask.
Well, and anybody that has seen her work, and she is an Emmy Award winner, and she was, she is. By the way, we're talking about a distant cousin of mine who happens to
come on
be
the show.
And was on the show. Yeah. Was very kind to give us her time that day to come on and chat with us about her. I think she chatted about her Emmy win, or was she?
Yes.
It was, or were the Emmys
her nomination?
She won like 2 weeks after she was on the show. That's why we call this show. Excuse me, Lucky.
That's right.
But. Anyway, she's got the chops, and she was Aunt Lydia, and she was the backbone, the spine, the evil spine of that wonderful TV show. Still is, I think.
Yeah, if
Aunt
you can
Lydia,
find it, find it on Hulu, if you can find it, it's great.
Hulu's nuts.
I'm so mad
amazing.
because you know what, that Hotel Murder show with Martin Short and Steve Martin, new episode drops tonight, and I said, Carrie, we'll start looking for it at about 7:30. Hopefully, we'll be on it in prime time.
No, it's the same thing with the Strangers.
Yes. 9 Perfect Strangers.
9 Perfect Strangers. I mean, you have to wait. It's like they want it all, man. They want it all. They want to control you. They want to put their ads on. They want the subscription fee. They want every inch of it, and it gets frustrating. It really, really does.
Of 4. She did not get an Oscar nod for Compliance, Mike, but that campaign she launched, she did get Best Supporting Actress from the National Board of Review and got nods from the Critics' Choice and the Independent Spirit Awards. But people are saying the fact that she put that investment in herself 9 years ago is putting her at the front of the pack right now. And I say good on her, and we wish her all the best. Although the movie is not going to be fun to watch, I look forward to seeing it.
We got to support the
because
cause.
it looks like a dynamite thing. So it
sounds
movie's called Mask.
Well, good for her. I really, if we have a minute here, I would like to discuss a film that, and I'm jamming this by design into the end of the show. We don't need to spotlight it with music.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know how I discovered this. All right, I really don't. This
was it on GoldDerby.com?
Golden Derby.
Golden Derby. That's Oscar's site.
Yes. I don't know where this came from. All right. But I was doing a deep dive, and I saw a clip of this, either a clip about this movie or a clip of this movie, and Carla was out running errands, and it was the afternoon, and the movie is done by Eli Roth. If you remember Eli Roth, I think he was in Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, okay.
He played the Bear Jew in Inglourious Basterds. I'm pretty sure that was Eli Roth.
Okay.
And this is I'll read it to you. The Green Inferno is a 2013 American cannibal horror film.
It's called
directed by
Green what?
The Green Inferno.
The Green Inferno.
Directed by Eli Roth.
Look at this.
The film.
Screen pick me up. Terrifying movie poster, DVD cover.
That looks
film cover. Oh my God.
I watched it. Don't watch it. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Don't look at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't look at it. Don't go near it. Don't go near it.
Jesus.
It was they chop people up and eat them in this movie. It was I don't know what was
after about 30 or 35 minutes in, did you just say to no one in particular, where are the laughs?
I don't know.
Carl, you home? Ready for dinner?
Look at this, Michael.
I read about Eli Roth, who likes certain of these horror movies. I like a good horror movie as much as the next guy, and I love the special effects. I do. I actually like to see how they do stuff like this. This one
they were truly special.
And so Carla, I'm watching this, and Carla comes home, and I said, you really don't want to watch this. And Carla's like doing her thing where she's selling skin products
Right.
on her phone, and she's
working.
talking to people and working her ass off. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And anyway, so she's doing that, and I said, "Don't look up." And she says, "What are you watching?" She said, and Carla just looks over at me and says, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's like I'm bored. I felt like watching a little slasher movie. It was just watching this, and you feel dirty and horrible after you watch it. It's just not. But it was pretty amazing.
I feel the same way.
There's a scary lady who's like the priestess of the Amazon jungle tribe. Who chops people up? Oh my God! And she's got a blind eye. Oh God, it's great.
Does she use them for compost, or they eat them?
They eat them.
Oh, okay.
Well, like in Montgomery County, the new thing.
And by the way, they eat the biggest guy.
Damn it!
Yeah.
You would be out in the first 5 minutes.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Yeah, they'd be chopping you up, quartering you, and then they'd be putting salt on your body.
Yeah, you know what?
Before they put it in this big smoker.
After they rendered me down, there wouldn't be much left.
Yeah, it's just,
Pony would be here forever.
Yeah, Pony would be here forever.
Yeah, but then you'd see people just like going, "Oh, I got a bone in my tooth again." Oh, geez, that would be terrible. Yeah, it was released September 8, 2013, so it's old. It's an old movie,
yeah, but with universal themes that are everlasting.
Yeah, it's got an interesting cast. It's got a very
such the same platform, Netflix. You're watching that like really dark, twisted flick, and I'm watching with my wife. He's all that instead of she's all that. He's all that.
A
they
remake.
remade it.
Oh, that must be really great. I bet the ending was a big surprise.
I mean, could it be any more different? Polar opposites.
Yeah, and now watch out, another good movie that'll be made. I'm sure he's just not that into you.
You want to know a secret about me? You want to know a really deep, dark secret about me?
The ABCs of you?
The type of, like, if you leave me alone for a while, and I'm really bored, I turn into a vampire.
Yeah.
I like blood and guts movies, like very much so. I'm trying to think the last one I watched that was just so bad and the special effects were so bad that...
what about fun? What about joy? Any
joyful movies?
Yes, that you've watched as of late.
Oh, well, I mean, one of my favorite, I am, you want to talk about an inch deep and a mile wide? My movie choices are multifold.
Yeah.
I watched Sense and Sensibility, one of my favorite movies.
Come on.
What do you mean?
That's a classic. That's a classic. Did you throw on something positive?
He went through an era when he was addicted to Moulin Rouge. He made us come over to his place to watch.
He was going through a terrific divorce.
But then
lovely
even
movie.
When you were very happy, what was the musical, the Los Angeles musical? It's escaping me right now.
La La Land.
La La Land.
You were.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You did break La La Land on this show.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's why we're so different.
And I am not breaking the Green Inferno.
No.
I am warning you. And I know a lot of people are going to watch it now. If you say on social media that Mike O'Mara recommended this, you're lying and you're telling a fib.
Don't watch it.
Do not. I said don't watch. It's disgusting.
Don't do it.
And this is where Mike
But
and I
I
are
thoroughly
different.
enjoyed it.
Well, of course. Mike and I
Yeah,
are different because
sorry.
I'm an inch high and a mile wide. Stop.
There you go. But it was gross. So that's it. We have to take a break.
So you're
When
not
we
going to
come
watch
back-
the sequel?
No. But Eli Roth, man, that's a sick guy. When they're thinking about how they do that, oh my God, all these little people in the middle of the jungle chopping people up. Oh my God, it was horrible. I hated it. Hated it even more the second time. We'll be back with the dumpster.
Hi, this is Jim Amato.
And this is Twitch.
And we're out road tripping. And when we're not coming up with lousy ideas for promos and seeing the sights of this great country, we're listening to the TMOS Bonus Show.
That's right, Jim. The minutes just melt away when we're listening to our favorite show.
It's our way to get a fix on naughty words like and
your mother.
And how can they get the TMOS Bonus Show, Twitch?
Well, internet,
TikTok, Bitcoin. So go to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Click that banner and have fun on your next road trip today.
We'll see you on the road.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Here they are.
That was great.
Those two wacky comedians. There they
On the road.
On the road. If you had to create a highlight reel of your life, what heartwarming memories would you include? Are these moments sitting somewhere in your attic or in the basement? Are they lying around? Old tapes, film reels? Sad, right? It's a waste.
Right.
With Legacy Box, you can reclaim and preserve these memories and create a digital collection of the moments that have shaped your family and ensure they're always within reach. And it's so easy to do. You grab all this stuff, you put it in a Legacy Box, you send it to Legacy Box, and they will return it to you. All the homecomings, the stories, the proms, the weddings. You want to ensure that these are never forgotten, because what I find about my Legacy Box thumb drive that I use, it's a way for me to share, and I'm waiting to share a lot of stuff with Michael, and that's why I love it. And Legacy Box is the easiest way to have outdated media digitally preserved to a DVD, a thumb drive, or the cloud. It's so easy. You pack it, you send it. Their team digitizes everything by hand. Then you enjoy perfect digital copies preserved forever, effortlessly. Legacy Box is something you can order in minutes and enjoy forever, just like we all did. Now's the perfect time to turn your aging tapes and films into a digital archive that's safe forever. I can see my folks whenever I want, and Rob knows that even with both kids in college, their faces and voices are just a thumb drive away. Visit legacybox.com/TMOS to take advantage of this limited time offer for 50% off and honor the moments that have shaped your family. Take advantage of this exclusive offer today and then use the kit whenever you're ready. That's legacybox.com/TMOS to save 50% off. legacybox.com/TMOS. Let's see what's happening outside. Let's get out there. Let's see what there's. We create radio theater.
Hey, this is Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives on the Food Network.
He's alive.
He's just visiting. Remember, they don't have to be dead.
No, I like it. I like it that they're not dead. That opens the whole world.
Yeah, so he's just visiting. I know, because I put my trash in and I found a blonde-tipped hair.
Yes. Yeah. Was it straight or curly?
It was curly, and there was a Firebird parked outside, too.
That's very, very exciting. That's
Short
so
visit.
exciting.
We'll see you soon, Guy. Oscar sent this tape to me. It was on TikTok.
Internet.
Bitcoin.
It's a reporter. His name is Rob Lowe. Not the actor from the Brat Pack, but a reporter named Rob, L-O-W. And he was covering a story about someone who was a prank was played on them doing a half-court shot at a high school game.
They were blindfolded.
This is not important to the story. Is when he's doing the rap for the stand-up, he does a behind his head.
Like a basket toss.
Yeah, like
I've seen it. I've seen it a million times, and it goes in, right?
It goes
We'll see. Maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't.
Well, am I stealing your thunder?
We wouldn't want to end the surprise ending.
You read ahead.
Who's in the dumpster?
Hey, this is Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives on the Food Network.
All right, let's see what Rob Lowe does, because he honestly can't believe what happens himself.
What was supposed to be a prank on a teacher instead backfired on the students. A blindfolded half-court shot that is now the talk of campus and beyond.
Put that in my story, too.
Are you kidding me? Did you see it? Is that on tape?
So I want to
how disengaged, how totally disengaged is his crew?
Oh, I know.
Right?
Put that in the story, too.
He made it.
They hate him.
I wanted to ask,
they hate him.
You have a great BS meter. This is what really caught my eye. One, I'm of the opinion that shot really went in because his shock and the quiet behind the crew was just like...
Absolutely.
Oh, it's
and
real.
that is the BS meter.
Yes.
That's the BS meter that tells me, yes, it did.
Yeah.
And he was with so tired
Low
and
energy,
disengaged,
like Market
low-energy
34.
crew. Oh, we're at the high school.
59.
Are we doing a live shot or we're taping?
And also,
It went in.
don't you read the fact that his crew hates him?
Yes, that's the factor, too.
Yeah, okay.
That probably... And by the way, low in a movie, best use of the word low. Low. Do that to a body. Low. Gangs of New York.
That's good. I love it.
Gangs of New York. Thank
All
you
right,
very
they
much.
recently named the McDonald's Manager of the Year. His name is Brian Bates. And because of this, they interviewed him, and they went a little off script when they were asking him questions. It wasn't just about specials and what sells and what doesn't. They asked Mike, the whole notion that something called Grimace wants us to eat something. Grimace is a bad face, right? Like if you're in pain, you grimace, right? Yeah, it's a bad thing. They said, What is Grimace besides a big purple blob?
This is not an official thing, but what I have always heard and been told is that Grimace is a taste bud. That's what Grimace is. He's a taste bud.
Grimace is a taste bud.
Even
Is that a manager saying that?
That's the manager of the year.
Well, so he's
Grimace
an actual
looks
McDonald's
like a taste bud. He does.
Well, I mean, he's a purple goo.
Yeah, but if under a microscope, a taste bud looks like Grimace.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think he's a wart.
Oh, skin tag?
No,
like a wiener wart.
Oh, no.
I read that Ray Kroc said he was a marital aid.
Oh, God.
Grimace.
You win.
Grimace.
Yeah,
This was also on TikTok. This so genuinely made me laugh because we've all had to deal with this. This is everything you hear in the first 5 minutes of a company Zoom call in 30 seconds. So if you've ever done a business Zoom call, this is what the first 5 minutes sounds like.
Thank you guys for joining. Well, we got a couple more folks joining, so we'll just give them a second. Can you guys hear me, by the way? It's coming in clear? Okay. No, because I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. And happy Wednesday. Or it's Tuesday, isn't it? One of those weeks. Been doing like a daily walk in the morning just to, feel like a commute. Should we get started, or where are you guys calling from? Let me actually ping him because he did accept the invite. Are you coming? Okay, we can get started, and then when he joins, there you go. Yeah, no, we're just getting started.
Let me just ping him. All right.
So true.
Yeah.
Mike,
it's the world we live
new
in
reality.
now.
Say what you will, but Roy Kent is everywhere. Roy Kent is a character on Ted Lasso, my current favorite show. He's played by a guy named Brett Goldstein. But why, oh why, over the weekend there was trending topics on the internet,
TikTok,
Bitcoin,
that he was computer generated in the show Ted Lasso
What?
and not a real person. Well, I like the way he addressed it to his social media
I
followers.
just want to clear up something once and for all. I am a completely real, normal human man who just happens to live in a VFX house and does normal human basic things like rendering and buffering and transferring data.
He's a great character. There are actually graphs
but
on
his
the internet.
face structure
Could
is
be.
what
It
probably
does look
lends
like-
itself
yeah, right.
to to that. He's the soccer star,
Yeah.
the old veteran.
The older
soccer
veteran.
star.
They have a graph online you can find of how many times he uses the F word per episode. It's fun to watch. And I close with this, Mike. Every now and then I find something that I'm literally excited to play for you. You are a person who does dialects very well, one of which is the Scottish dialect. Did you know that the true Scottish person has trouble saying the phrase purple burglar alarm? Purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
So a Scottish YouTuber went around to people in Scotland, I think maybe Glasgow.
This is, by the way, you want to talk about a great use of YouTube? This is it.
This is it. Here are Scottish people saying purple burglar alarm.
There's some Scottish people that kind of say purple burglar alarm, purple burglar alarm, purple burglar alarm, purple burglar.
Could you say purple burglar alarm?
Purple burglar alarm. Purple burglar alarm.
Say it now.
Say it.
Purple burglar alarm.
Say it properly.
Purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
Burgular. That is
bugger. They want to say bugger.
They do. That is your digital dumpster, everybody. Have a swell Tuesday.
Thank you.
It's a bugger. All right. Hey, so long, Willard Scott. God bless you. An American treasure, Willard Scott. And thanks for listening. And we will be back with a brand new episode tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll talk about happiness as a mind-numbing margarita.
Oh, good.
Yes, sirree. My favorite bartender, his name is Ralph. And he's Satan.
Ralph.
We will take a break and see you tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Michael Mara saying so long, everybody.
The Green Inferno is on Netflix.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out The Mike O'Mara Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Leave Britney Spears alone right now!